We got new information within the past hour on the London terror bombings from Scotland Yard. We understand that there now have been 53 people killed in the bombings. We got an updated list of casualties confirmed from Scotland Yard. We also got information that has been circulating in various media reports about the identities of the four bombers. Police showed an image, a couple of images actually, at a news conference, and they asked people who might have seen any of those men pictured to please contact them and give them information. All right, we want to speak with our next guest about, of course, the London bombings. Lord John Taylor is a Conservative member of the House of Lords, and he is with us this morning from Westminster. Very good to have you here. Everyone.
Hello, Bridget. Greetings from London.
Oh, well, good to have you here this morning, one week later. And during the course of that week, of course, we've learned that these bombers were probably homegrown terrorists, which seems to have frightened everybody terribly. Do you think that that will change the way Great Britain and possibly some other European countries fight terror?
Well, it's right to say that suicide bombers are a new thing for Britain, but Bridget, can I correct you on one thing? British people are not frightened. We will not bow down to terrorism. We are at one with the British people. American people are friends of mine. We're at one with you in America. We're not going to bow down to these terrorists. We will beat terrorism. Right. So we're not frightened, Bridget. We're going to fight them and beat them. Sure,
understood. Well, poor word choice on my part. Disturbing maybe the fact that they had all the benefits of wonderful Britain, and yet they resorted to this kind of violence. I wonder if it would stiffen the spines of any other people who might not be as ardent fighters in the war on terror.
Well, this is the concern that I have, and we need to be proactive now. The Muslim leaders need to step up to the plate. They've been reacting and wringing their hands. They need to be proactive. We need to ban all mosques from preaching hatred and bigotry, and that has been happening, and we've let that go through too easily. That has to be banned from now on. There are a number of Islamic charities. Some of them do good. Some of them we have no idea where their funding comes from. Their funding needs to become more transparent. And if those charities are being used for illegal means or ends, they need to be banned. Yeah. But the Muslim leaders need to step up to the plate. This is about leadership. Leadership is action, not just position. They need to be more vocal. They need to denounce these bombings. These bombings were criminal offences. This is nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with politics. These were criminal offences.
But will they do that? Do you think they will?
They have a responsibility. You know, I was born in Britain. I have the advantage of a British education. I've got the European dream, as it were. My parents were from Jamaica, but I have a responsibility to this country. And if you live in this country, whether you are black, brown, whatever you are, you have a responsibility. And the Islamic leaders had to be more vocal and be more proactive and show leadership to their community. Because when we don't understand something, and we don't really understand Islam, we fear it, and they have to realise, unless they show leadership, we're going to become tougher and tougher on Islam. Because we won't stand for this, to see our kinfolk being blown up. And we respect what you went through after 9/11. What happened last week wasn't as big or tragic as 9/11, but our hearts go out to the American people. So we have an idea of the pain that you felt after 9/11 and the anger you felt. This must not be allowed to continue. This is like a cancer in our society. And this is now about leadership. Islamic leaders need to say, enough is enough. This must stop.
Right. Tony Blair yesterday was talking about trying to take more action to exclude or deport radical Muslim clerics who incite and instigate acts of terror. Do you see the laws that pertain to that changing anytime soon?
Well, the laws are changing. Indeed, we do have adequate laws, but we have a ridiculous situation, Bridget, where you have some of these Islamic clerics who are not actually clerics. They just call themselves clerics. They're supported by about 10 people, and they come out with sheer hatred. They stand at street corners and so forth, and they should be arrested and put in custody and deported, sent away. They're not contributing to our community. Many of them are unemployed and receiving benefits And that just is not acceptable. And I think it took a tragedy like what happened on Thursday to wake us up, to make us aware that this cannot continue. But again, it's about individual responsibility. There are people out there who know who are behind these bombings. Yes, 4 people died, those suicide bombers, but they were the brainwashed. They were the foot soldiers. There are other people behind them who instigated these people to carry out those atrocities. And sooner or later, they must be caught and dealt with.
Lord John Taylor, good to talk with you. Thank you very
Bridget,
much.
Thank you. Thank you.